special shiur tonight on the milchama on the killing, the fascinating story of Dovid HaMelech killing the Amaleki. But before we begin, I'd like to give you a little short synopsis. Shaul HaMelech, who became a melech at the age of 59, and in Ganzen was a melech, according to the Psukim in Tanakh, for 2 years, even though the Sugyas HaGemara in Zvachim and in Tmur, there was a year that Shaul and Shmuel were melech together. So the maximum age, the maximum duration of the melucha of Shaul, 3 years. So machlekes how to learn pshat, but either two pasuk shtei shoni malach al Yisrael, but the Gemara Vayis there was a 1 year that he was b'shutvus dike melech, Shaul together with Shmuel Hanovi. Shaul is holding bitter milchamis with Plishtim. Actually, the way we find in the Novi, since the time Shaul becomes a melech, during the 24 or 36 month of his malchus, he held 2.5 milchamis with the Plishtim. Bad bevad with running after Plishtim, he's running after Dovid HaMelech, his son-in-law, to kill him. Dovid HaMelech escapes, and if you learn Sefer Shmuel Aleph, the 15 prokim, Dovid HaMelech is running away for his life from Ishver, from Shaul HaMelech. As we read today, this morning in the Haftarah of Parshas Zachor, Kadosh Baruch Hu is metzave via Shmuel Hanovi to Shaul HaMelech leich ve'acharamto esachatoim esamolek meish ve'adisha, and Shaul does not provide the goods. He kills them partially. He does not kill Agog Melech Amalek. He does not kill the Bokor and the Tzoin as instructed. As an Oynish, Shmuel Hanovi tells Shaul HaMelech, Korah Hashem es mamlochis Yisrael me'olecho u'nesono l'reyacho ha'toiv mimeko v'gam netzach Yisrael lo yeshakev lo yechozev ki lo ben odom hu li'inochem. He's getting a punishment, and the punishment is that he's losing the malchus. From the time of that punishment until he loses actually the malchus, the machlekes, three-way machlekes rishonim, how long it took, but it took between 7 months and 16 months, which was the time in between when the Milchemes Amalek took place, the Heintige Milchemes Amalek, and the actual death of Shaul when David became a melech. David is running away, and he comes to Ochish Melech Gas. Gas was one of the Chameshes Orei Plishtim, Ashdod, Ashkelon, Ekron, Azo, and Gas. And Ochish, who was a Melech Gas, he tells him, I'm escaping away from Shaul. I am the uncrowned king, and I need a place to be. And he places him in a city called Tziklog. That's where Dovid HaMelech is. During the time that David is in Tziklog, at the end of Shmuel Aleph, we find that David takes his army, he had a Por Chassidim, break off from the Chassidim of the Chassidim, was sie gewähnt, the Chassidim in Ziklog, he took Gipravet Rebiste, and he's going to fight Amalek from wherever he is. Shaul, at the same time, would like to eradicate the Plishtim. He had 2 rounds of wars with the Plishtim, was a Geitlicht. But Shaul knows he had already a Duchfa with Amalek, so he wants to know if he should go again and fight with the Plishtim, because the Plishtim was an Am which was ständig alt na Milchama mit Klal Yisrael. So he goes and he asks Be'urim Vetumim. He asks, and he doesn't get an answer. The problem that he has, that his good ally, his good friend, Shmuel Hanavi, a second, we're going to make it quiet, just a second, is his good friend is not alive anymore. Shmuel Hanavi dies at the time right after Milchemes Amalek, the Heintige Milchemes Amalek, and the death of Shaul. So he needs some kind of, he doesn't have a Navi to ask. He goes to the Kohen Gadol and he asks to be Be'urim Vetumim, V'loi Na'ano. Steht in Psukim, Mefuroshim, he wasn't Na'ano, Kadosh Baruch Hu does not answer. Was trachte? So he goes to a woman. The woman was Baalas Oiv. When he comes over to her, he dresses up like a peasant, and he says, listen, I want to ask you, what do you think? Should Shaul HaMelech, our king, start a war with Plishtim or not? After you could be Maila with Oiv and Hidoini and tell me the answer. So she tells him, you know that you're not supposed to ask Oiv Hidoini. You know that there was a major Milchama against the Oiv Hidoini. He says, yeah, don't worry about it. I'm not going to tell the king. And he says to her, she says, who do you want me to bring up? He says, I want you to bring up the neshama of Shmuel Hanavi. And he brings Be'oiv, the neshama of Shmuel Hanavi. Shmuel gets angry at Shaul. He says, Shaul, why are you making me come out to tell you the nevuah? This is als, Dishki Sipurim Masiyas. This is zwei Prokim, the letzte Prokim for Shmuel Aleph. And she gets all angry. She says, you tricked me. You're a Shaul. I see right now Shmuel is talking to you. You're good friends. You're good buddies. You're Shaul. He says, don't worry. I'm not going to do anything to you. Shmuel Hanavi tells them, Be'oivu be'idoini, do not fight Plishtim. Because you're going to fight Plishtim, you're going to lose the war, and you're going to lose your life. Shaul at that time had no more good reason to live for, and he decided he's going against the Hamlotza of Shmuel Hanavi, which he knew Shmuel is telling him. Radak says maybe he was a shtickle mesupek. If the Shmuel Hanavi that comes be'oiv is an emes nevuah, it's not an emes nevuah. He had a shtickle suffix, and then he goes to the Milchama Plishtim. Where the Plishtim located? In Har HaGilboya. So Shaul takes with him 30,000 people to Har HaGilboya. And his son Yehoinasa, he had a son Yehoinasa, and they go from Milchama to Plishtim. There was a bitter battle of a war, and Shaul is getting. Now the question, how did Shaul become a Goises? But apparently either it was an arrow from one of the sharpshooters of the Plishtim, but he loses his war. He's about to lose the war. The arrow is shooting right next to him, and he sees Kikol Sa'el of Aroyas, no Chassidim anymore. Plishtim are all sieging against him. As a result, he decides to commit suicide. Shaul HaMelech, Shaul Be'achas. Unsere Shaul HaMelech is going to commit suicide. So he falls on top of his cherev, because he sees the Plishtim coming, and he becomes seriously injured, critical. Becomes critically injured. He sees the Plishtim are coming towards him. So he goes, he takes his noise kelim, says, here's a guy, who are you? Come here a second. Tells him, I'm Amaleki. He says, you're not a Plishti? No, I'm not a Plishti, I'm Amaleki. And actually, my mishpacha were Megayer. He says, do me a favor, take the cherev and I am a Geisis, but I want to die. And I don't want the Plishtim to come here and to kill me. Zogen in the gas now, gas that I was killed by the Plishtim. His whole life was, his whole name to fame of Malchus Shol was Milchama Shol with Plishtim. Now I'm going to get killed through Plishtim Vilichnisht. So he committed suicide, he didn't finish the job, and he asks the king, this Nar Amaleki, please make sure to confirm my death. And here's where we start the Haitik Shiur. Please look at your site, the notes that you have, and let's read together. Steht psukim mefuroshim in Vayich harei Moisho v'Dovid shov me'hakoisoi me'hakois eis ha'amol. As I told you before, Dovid HaMelech is not standing still. While he is in exile, he goes from Tziklog to kill the Amaleki. Vayeshev Dovid betziklog yomim shnayim. Vayi bayom hashlishi. Ve'hinei ish bo min hamachane me'im shol u'begodav kruim. Ve'adoma al roisho. Vayi bevo el Dovid vayipol arzo vayishtach. Vayomer LeDovid ei mizei tovoi. Vayomer elov mimachane Yisrael nimlateti. Vayomer elov Dovid ma hoyo adovor. He says this person, God of Kruim, Tzrichsen Ekleider, Adoma Aroishoi, Ma Hoyo Adover, Haged Noli, Vayomer Asher Noso Om Min HaMilchomo, Vegam Harbe Nofal Min HaOm, Vayomusu, Vegam Shol, Vayohinosom Benoi Meisu. Vayomer Dovid Elanar HaMagid Lo, Eich Yodatzo, Ki Meis Shol, Vayohinosom Benoi, how do you know? Vayomer Anar HaMagid, Amagid loy nikro nikresi behara Gilboya. I happen to be in the Hara Gilboya, the place of the battle. V'ine Shol nishon al chanisoi. Shol is already after he fell on his cherev. V'ine harechev u'bale haparoshim hidbiku. And the plishtim, the bale harechev v'haparoshim hidbiku. They're running, they're catching on to him. V'yifen achalo v'yiren v'yikre lo v'yomer hineni. Vayomer lo mi ato, vayomer elov Amaleki anoichi. Vayomer eloi amoid na olayu moisasani ki achazani ashavotz ki kol oid nafshi bi. Please make sure I'm dead, because right now zog the Radak I'm only a goisus. Achazani ashavatz I'm only a goisus. I'm still around, and if I'm still around and I'm breathing and they see I'm alive, they're going to come. They're going to shoot me. They're going to put an arrow. They put a cherev. They're going to walk around and say, we killed Shaul HaMelech. So please, you do the job. I complied with the request. Don't think I'm a Ritzeach. I saw you as a Geises. Heaven, Nezer al Rosh, the king is wearing, Shaul HaMelech in the Milchama, he's wearing the crown of the king, the Etzodah, he has, Shiloh, what is Etzodah, Balkaponim, alles smoling from Malchus that he was wearing on his clothes, and he, according to the Rishonim here, he bringing this thing to David, says, David, you can come out of your exile. Your father-in-law is trying to kill you, 3 opportunities he had, he was about to kill you, he's dead. And I'm confirming you, here it is. Cash on delivery. Here's the crown. Here's the Etzodah. He's dying. You should dance from Simcha. You saw it. The guy was running after you to kill you. Vayomer Dovid Elanar HaMagid. Ei mizeat. Who are you? Vayomer ben ish Ger Amaleki anoichi. I'm a son of a Ger Amaleki. Vayomer elav David, eich leyoreisel lishloach yotcho l'shachas Mashiach Hashem. How dare you to kill Mashiach Hashem, to kill Shaul HaMelech whose Mashiach was Meshuach al yedei Shmuel. Vayikra David le'echo ben Anor, vayomer gesh b'kabo vayakev vayomos. Vayomer elav David, domcho al roishcho ki picha honor b'chol le'emer, anoichi moisati es Mashiach Hashem. So Pashtus, if you look at this story, David killed a Nar, doesn't say a word about Amalek. He just says that he asked him, who are you? Please identify, he's Amalek. But David kills the Nar. How do you kill? You kill a king? I'd like to ask 5 questions. Number 1, we have a halacha b'kol ateret kula. If somebody comes and said, "Pleini rovani l'rtzoini," we're not mekabel the edus. Trotz dem, although there is a halacha of v'das baldin keimei ha'edim domi, this is only b'momi. Das ist steht in Rashi in Yevomis Daf Chofei Amud Beis, hanemil b'mom. Aval b'knas, b'malkus, b'chiyuvisa, somebody wants to incriminate himself and to come and say, "I've done something which I'm mechuyev misa," we're not mekabel the edus. The halacha is ein odo meisim atzmai rosh. This Ger Amaleki is coming and say, "I killed him." David didn't have any other edim that said that he killed him. He is neherek b'ydas atzmai. He is somebody who is incriminating himself. So the first question is, lichura ein odo meisim atzmai rosh. That's number 1. Number 2, what does he have to start killing him? Midin Reitzeach. He tells him, Ish Amaleki. You are Amaleki. So finished. David. Yeah, you know, some Sefer, they say, a ganze Leben gesucht Amaleki with lecht. He went to look for Amaleki. Yeah, if Fleishike Amaleki comes straight to your hand, kill him. Number 3, if he killed him, Midin Reitzeach. So what does he tell him? Domcho al roishcho, kipicho ono b'cho, ani meistatit Mashiach Hashem. In Hilchas Ritziche, there is not enough kamina if you kill Eved Ivri or you kill Melech Yisrael. Doesn't make it enough kamina. The halacha is a Ritzech is chayev irrespective of the social status of the person that you're killing. He's chayev, he's a Ritzech, gamarnu, is finished. You are a Ritzech, you have to kill. What do you say? Kiraktas Mashiach Hashem. If you don't want to kill me, is a tam sheiyeh, David did not want to kill Medin Amalek. He says, "I'm killing Medin Reitzeach." You kill the person, Gendikt. He's a peasant. It doesn't make enough kamina. Number 4, I don't understand. I studied Dovid HaMelech for a couple decades. Never ever heard that David had any hearing problem. He asked him, "Who are you?" And he tells him, "Shaul mir gefragt, who are you?" He said, "Amaleki anochi." Shaul confirmed. He told him the story. And then when he finished, tells him, and he's here, the ganze Meise says, "Tell me, who are you?" What do you mean? So the Radak and the Malbim, the old Muchitzach, what is he asking again? He told him right now, David didn't hear what he said. He told him before that Shaul asked him, "Who are you?" He said, "Mashiach Hashem," and finished. And the last but not least, the halacha is that a hoireges agoises, bagoises bidei shamayim, is chayev misa. Bagoises bidei odom steht in Rambam halacha mefureshes, Sugyas HaGemara Sanhedrin. The hoireges agoises bidei odom is like hoireges atreife. The halacha is chayev misa l'shamayim, but Beis Din cannot kill him. It's not mechuyev misa because he's considered a gavrak tailor. So in as much he's mekabel the story. David is mekabel the edus as is. But he's telling you he wasn't geisis. He keeps on repeating him. Yodati kilo yichya achenoifloi, achazani hashavotz, meisesani, he's already a geisis. So how do you kill him in Reitzeach if he's a geisis? So the truth of the matter is, if we open up the Mechilta, I'm going to try to expedite and speak a little faster because we have a lot of ground to cover. In Mechilta, in Seif Parshas Beshalach, steht Rabbi Lozer Amidoi Oimer, Nish Ba'Kodesh Baruch Hu, you can take a look, Bekisa HaKoved Sheloi. Shim Yova B'Kol HaUmas Shekablu, Ula'amol L'Kul HaBeisa Lo Yekablu. Sheyomer David, Nemar, Vayomer David L'Nar Emizeh Ato, Vayomer Yibish Amaleki, Niskar David Be'oisa Shom Asher Nemar L'Moshe Rabbeinu. Im Yavo Mikol HaUmas Sheba'oilo Mizgaya Shekablu. U'me'abeisoi, U'me'amol L'Kul HaBeisa Lo Yekablu. Vayomer Miyad, Vayomer Lov David Domcha Al Rosh Chipicha Ono B'Chol Kach Ne'ema Midoyado. So Pashta the Mechilta, he killed the Midim Amalek. If there would have been a loch of Megai Mekablim Gerim Amalek, so the Geirus would help to mafkir the Shem Amalek. But since Niskar David Bois Asho, Mashe Nish Ba'Kodesh Baruch Hu Bekisa HaKoved Shel Hashem Mekablim David Amalek, so in Meile, David told him, you yourself answered. You said Ger Amaleki Anoichi. And since the Geirus is not Moyil, so the halacha is that you chai b'din Amalek. As I state. The question is, the Mechilta macht doch nicht wissentlich von den Psukim. Psukim steht doch mefurish, Mechilta is like very diplomatic. Shim Yavo Mikol Ha'u Miyad Lekach Ne'ema Midoy Ador Keilu the ganze Ariga is Midin Amalek. In Psukim Meforashim steht doch in the Posuk Domcha al Roishcha Kepicha Onomcha Anoichim Moisasim Mishech Hashem he killed him Midin Ritzech. So was macht the Mechilta do? Nicht wissen dich. The Mechilta starts bringing the Posuk Kepicha Onomcha, but he says Lekach Ne'ema Midoy Ador Klompi she killed the Midin Amalek. The Psukim is Dibba Mikra Mola Dibba Rakoslu he killed the Midin Ritzech not Midin Amalek. So I'm going to say, Bekitza, I don't want to learn the whole Amei Simcha Befish, but Amei Simcha, in Parshas Beshalach, let's read the last two words of the last two lines of Amei Simcha. V'ho dehomru b'mechilta, shehora Ger Amaleki she'im mekabim gerim me'amalek, hainu lekacho rogoi boidoas atzmoi, kimo benoyach shenereg al pi oidoas atzmoi. Uboru. Sagt Amei Simcha, here's a patent. He says that David killed the Ger Amaleki because Ein Mekablim Gerim Amalek. So since Ein Mekablim Dorim Amalek, he believes the Geirus is null and void because the Geirus is not Chal. So Mele comes out, he's a Goy. The halacha is that even though by a Yid, Ein Odom Nereg Boido Asatzmoi, why? Because the halacha of Ein Odom Meisim Atzmoi Rosha, or by Benoyach, he's Yen Nereg Boido Asatzmoi. But Simcha comes with a chap. He says, Niska David Boiso Shein Mekablim Dorim Gerim Amalek. So he made what? And bleibt a goy. If it bleibt a goy, he could incriminate himself, and there's no problem if he don't make some atzmei rosha. Why? Because by a goy, he does baldin and the nefoshes helft you. As he said to me, simcha shtikulter. You know, it's very nice. It's very, very nice that. And by the way, Rabbi Simcha doesn't say, but Lemaise, according to Rabbi Simcha, is also fa'emfred. Ha'iriges ha'treifa, ha'iriges ha'goyses, but Benoyach is also chayiv. One of the chilukim between the din ritzicha of Yisrael and the din ritzicha b'noyach is that b'noyach the halacha is mechuyev ala ubrim and is mechuyev ala treifes, mechuyev ala goises. So he's be'emes, he bleibt a b'noyach. So mimele he's a ritzeich. So now we could kill him. That's when he could kill him. So he kills him. Azay zokt Rabbi Simcha shtikulter in one line.
Then he's a bona fide Amaleki. Just kill him once.
1 second. The problem is that it doesn't hold water. Why doesn't it hold water? Look at the Rambam. You have a Rambam. Look at the Rambam. Rambam mefurish. Gzeras hakosuf she'ei memisim bezdin v'lo malkin es ha'odom beido aspiv ki malpi shnayim eidim. V'zeh shehorag Yeshua ochon v'Dovid leger Amaleki beido aspiyem. The Rambam would get a kasha. It's not unsere kasha. It's the Rambam's kasha. How does David kill the Ger Amaleki? Hoiroa shoy so oidina malchus. אבל הסנהדרין הם ממיסים ולא מלכים המוידים בעבר השם הניטרף הודאית בדבר זה שמא מן העמלי מורי נפש הוא המחכים לומו שטויקים אחרובס בביטנום ומשליכים עצמון מעל הגגויס שמא כך זה יומו ויומה דובר שלו יוסי כדי שיהורג וכלולו של דובר גזירס מלך שטייטין רמב"ם וביסוידו דוד couldn't kill this Ger Amaleki. Why? Because he's Allah of Eno Meisim Atzmei Rosh and Odom is Eno Nereg Boidaspi. How does David kill himself? How does David kill this Ger Amaleki Medina Das Baldin? Eno the Meisim Atzmei Rosh. So if the Rambam was a Rosh, somebody whispered to Dovid HaMelech B'Nevuah, go kill him. Trotz them! Even though, notwithstanding that a person is not Nereg Boidaspi, steht doch Rambam Klor, Besicher sagt der Stikoteurer, that it bleibt a goy, and klappe the goy, there is no halacha of Eino, the Nereg Boidas Piv. The Rambam steht, the Rambam asked the kasha, and the Rambam didn't have a test. The Rambam says it was a Rasha. So steht doch klar in the Rambam that he did not, v'ma she'oveze shehorag Yeshua. I'm reading the Losh of the Rambam. V'Dovid leger Amaleki, so the Rambam oiroas shoy soidina malchus. Either medin melech or medin Rasha, he killed him. So steht doch Divra Rambam Boru Milalu that he killed him Medina Rasha and the Izaloch of Eino the Meisim Atzmei Rosh. One more nekud. The Maisi in the Mechilta Vaistoisi killed the Medina Amalek. The whole Mechilta Parshas Beshalach is Amalek Dike Mechilta. Lekach Neema Midoyder. Lekach Neema Midoyder. So the Mechilta is schwer because the Maisi Pshuta Shel Mikro steht he killed the Medina Ritzech. Or Baal Koponim, steht doch in Mechilte, that he killed the Medina Amalek, not Medina Ritzech. So the Rambam comes along and says he's killed the Medina Das Hasma, yeah, Medina Ritzech. The Rambam is Ki'ilu going with the Psukim, Because the Rambam has psukim, Picho ana b'chol ki araktes Mashiach Hashem, so you kill Medin Retzech, or Gad the Rambam Makash no mas Rosho, not because it's a goy. So the Rambam was a Rosho. In Mechilta Shteti killed the Medin Amalek, L'kach Nemo Midoy Dur. After Machna Shtikal Seder, I would like to make an industrial peace amongst all the players, the Novi, the Mechilta, and the Rambam. Ya'aleh v'yavoi, Sugya Sagamora, and before the Sugya, I will just give you a little background information. David, in one of his journeys, after in this what we call in French demi-saison, between the Tkufa of Milchemes Amalek, the Heintik After Milchemes Amalek, and the time that Dovid HaMelech is becoming a king, David behaltzach. And he has chassidim around him. And he sends 10 Koil Yungalite he went and he sent to somebody who was a Greise Gevir, Novel HaKarmeli, and he said, you have a lot of money, you should haltaise these people. So Novel HaKarmeli says, me, David, who is David that I should listen to him? Nonsense. Get out of my house. He threw him out. Dovid HaMelech heard it, and he got in ganzen Zetumut. Kum doch, ich bin HaMelech. Shmuel HaNovi went to Beislechem and made me into a Melech. He was Moishech me to a Melech. And I'm telling him to haltais 10 Nevi Hashem. You should go give him Parnos, and he throw him out. He says, me, David, where is David? Throw him out of the house. So Paskin is Mechuyev Misa. He takes 400 people to rage the house of Novel HaKarmeli and to go ahead and kill him. There, Novel HaKarmeli got a Kluge vibe. His wife was called Avigail. Avigail is one of the Sheva Nevi'os for State in the Gemara in Sugis Agmor Megillah Daf Tesvav. She was a Novi. Look at the Gemara. So the Gemara, how do we know Avigail was a Novi? Avigail minai. Diksiv vehi rochev vehoyo hi rochev esal chamoy vered besesero besesero mino mi boile. Omer Rabba Bar Shmuel melamed shebo al iske adom abo min astorim melamed shenot lo dom becheko ve'erasole ve'erasole. She comes in klompish to ask a kasha to Dovid HaMelech. She takes a dam nida, her own dam, and she wants to know if it's a kesem, it's not a kesem. She's coming to show the Mara to Dovid. He is on the way to kill her husband. Omar lo, v'chidon roim dom balaylo. Omar loi. This is like more Megillah Daf Yudal Damudalef, where the Gemara is talking about the Nevi'us of Avigail. Omar loi, v'chidonim dinin foshes balaylo. How do you dan my husband dinin foshes? Nacht, all of a sudden. Omar lo moired b'malchusu. The loitzorich l'midaine. Your husband, I don't need a psak. If I'm killing him in Reitzeach, so you need a basin to sit down. But if it's moired b'malchus, yesh lo melech l'shus l'oger, I don't need anything. So there's no lailo, there's no nothing fishmer lailo. Omar ole, adain shol kayom v'lo yotzo tivacho be'oilom. Excuse me. You're running away. This is the Tkufa after Shaul. Kodesh Baruch Hu says, "Kora Hashem es pamoch Yisrael ma'alecho uneson l'reach hatoy v'meko." Or be'ushtosh teshur le'mais. At the end of the day, you still Shaul is kayim. Shaul is still around. V'lo yotzo tivacho be'oilo. Omar lo, Baruch tamech u'brucho at asher kilusani hayoy miboy bedomim. Omarav trei domim dam nido v'dam shvichus dom. He told her, I don't have to kill him in Beis Din because he's a Meir de Malchus. So she tells him, since Shaul is still alive, his Leyotza Tiva Chobayil doesn't have a din Meir de Malchus. Comes again the Mishnah Melech Parshas Zachor and says, look at the Mishnah Melech inside. Comes again the Mishnah Melech, didn't bring the Mishnah Melech. Zog the Mishnah Melech. Nimtzeinu lemeidim shavigail v'Dovido yichalukim bedin. Shedovido yosovu shemishor shenimshach al yedei Shmuel yesh ledin Melech v'af she'adayin Shaul Kayil. ואביגיל סבר שאין לו דין מלך אף שכבר נמשך על ידי שמואל מאחר שעדיין שאול קיים. The machlokes Avigail and David was, he claimed I was nimshach I'm a melech. If I'm a melech, I can kill Novel without a din Torah because he's a Meir B'Malchus. She says Shaul is still kayom even though you're nimshach. So this is between elections and coronation, inauguration. Right now, Leyotzo Tivacho Ba'ilom, you're not able to be done in Medin Meir B'Malchus. David he was moide to Avigail, and he says, Brucho at, he says, Asher kilsani miboy bedomim, that I wasn't Reitzeach, your husband, because he was mekabel the taine, that in as much as Dovid is kaim, leyotza tivach haboy. The Ramban look at the Ramban, you have the Ramban in Sefer Shmois, steht in the Ramban, v'yesh meforshim, look at the Ramban. כי כאשר תהיה יד השם על כס כה תיומר לכם בעמול וכי תהיה מדור לו והעניין כאשר יהיה מלך בישראל יושב על כיסא השם ילוכם מהמולך והוא רומז לשאול המלך הראשון וכי מדור דור לא יאמר כל מלך בישראל חייב להילוכם בהם עד שימוכו וגם זה מדרש הגמרא שאומרו שאומר יד על כס כה מלחמה להשם בעמולך הרי להעמיד עליהם מלך תחילה ואין כס כה אלו מלך שנאמר וישב שלמה כדייסא פרק כהן גודל ועל דרך הפשט הוא הנוח Shitas HaRamban, and so is so the Shitas HaYereim, that the mitzvah of Milchemes HaMolech is only a mitzvah which is mutal on the Melech, and not on every Yochid and Yochid. It's a machlekes. Shitas HaRamban is only mutal on the Melech. I would like to make a shtickle seder. Let's learn zusammen. Vayomer elov Dovid domcha al roishcho ki picho ono becho ki moisasi lo yimar anoichi moisati es Mashiach Hashem. He killed Mashiach Hashem. Now, what is he telling him? That Shaul is no longer here. He says, I killed Ki Moisatias Mashiach Hashem. So at that moment, Shaul HaMelech is there, halacha, that a couple months ago, Avigail told Dovid he was made to her, L'yotza tivach ba'ilo, Mimele is not a, Kol Zman Shaul is around, Dovid is not a melech. In a second, he was mekabel the eight that Shaul died. So right now, he became the melech. The only thing that was stopping, he was nimshach. He was already a melech. There was something stopping him because Shaul kayim. In a second, when is the first time, the first possibility of Shaul not kayim? He says, Ato picha ono b'cho anoichi moisatis Mashiach Hashem. So he's pocket the malchus Shaul. So now David becomes a melech, right? So now, if he becomes a melech, the Bris Karov says about mitzvah bacha the first night, you should talk to him, tell him the first mitzvah, you should say, Krishma, is a chayev in Pikas HaTeirah, in Kavona, in Ahavas Olam, you should say in Avarabba, in Ahavas Olam, you should say. The first opportunity that David has, as soon as this Amaleki comes to him, what does he tell him? You became a melech. What's the first mitzvah of a melech that he have right now? Oh, the Fleshika Amaleki is standing right in front of him. Now, a minute ago, before he was still Loyota Tivach Habayim, he wasn't a melech. He didn't have the mitzvah Mechias Amalek because he's not a melech. There's no din Meir b'Malchus. He couldn't kill Dovid HaKarmeli, and he couldn't kill the Amaleki. But in the second, that Picha Ono B'Chol Kiato Misatis Mashiach Hashem. So right now, Mashiach Hashem, that's the dogesh. Mashiach Hashem is right now is Ois Melech Shaul not Kayom. That imimele, if he wants to kill the Medid Reitzeach, he's taking enough community if he kills a peasant or he kills Mashiach Hashem. But right now that he wants to kill Medin Amalek, the only way he could kill Medin Amalek is only Kioraktes Mashiach Hashem. You were the one who killed the Melech, so imimele, I became a Melech. He's not Shaul Kayim. Ich ben a Melech. On the first opportunity, Bo Chata Hashem Elokeinu the Melech Ha'ilom. Shecholak Mikvoido Liyereov Lebos of Adom. I'm a Melech. What am I doing? I'm killing the Amaleki, the Hersh Amaleki that I have right that straight down next to me, that I'm next to. Now the teretz is, if not for the fact that he would be mekabel the edus from this Ger Amaleki, he has to come on, he needs to know an edus that it is in essence true that he killed Mashiach Hashem. How do you know that? That he, der Meisale to gehört von der selbe Ger Amaleki. So if he wouldn't have been mekabel the edus, so David couldn't call him, couldn't kill him Medin Amalek. Why? Because Loyasa Tivach Habayim is not a melech. If he's not a melech, he can't kill Medin Amalek. So Al Yadei, what was he goyrem himself to? It's only because he was made that he killed him. Like the Rama Makashe, person cannot be killed by Das Hatzmai. Lamaisa, at the end of the day, Ilule, the fact that he incriminated himself, and David was mekabel the edus that he killed Shaul, the ganze Meise wollte nicht, he couldn't kill him Medin Amalek. He has to be mekabel the edus. The halacha ain't no dem ne'er v'roas atzmoi, das atzmoi. So the Rambam does a rasho. So what do we have over here? Let's just put all the pieces back together. Zog the Mechilte vayoymer ben Ish Amaleki niskar Dovid le'ois hasho ma shenema le'Moshe Rabbeinu yovim mikol umis izgayer shekablu u'ma'amolek u'beisa shelo yekablu. Vayoy miyad vayoymer lov Dovid domcha roishcha kepicha ona bechol lekach ne'ema midoy doy. Because at the moment he was made on himself as a Ger Amaleki, and David reminded himself, Ein mekabel Ger Amalek. So we made the Edus, the Gerus is not Chal. If the Gerus is not Chal, who is he? Amaleki. If he's Amaleki, so he could kill him. The teretz is, who could kill Amaleki? Only a Melech. Now, in order to be a Melech, he has a problem. You remember 15 minutes ago, Adayin Shol Kayim v'lo yotza tibuch ha'olam. He can't kill Novel HaKarmel midimoyer b'malchus. Avivait, he was mekabel. The mitzvah b'chias Amalek as a melech, so he mainly called him Medin Amalek, he killed him Medin Amaleki, that's the Mechilta says, lekach ne'emar midor dor. Milchemes Amalek is always noyeg, and therefore he killed him Medin Amalek. And the Mechilta is in line with the Psukim and with the Rambam. So in Ishal Bincha, you go out to the street now, on 14th Street. Somebody is asking you a shayla, why did David kill the Ger Amaleki? So Mishnos Chosduo, steht doch befurish in Mechilta, if I was a person who's only learning Nach, so I would say he killed him in Ritzach. This is the Parshas Zachor. I'm reading the Psukim. The problem is the Mechilta brings this, the whole Niskar David Ba'isho, Nishba Kodesh Baruch Hu Bekisa HaKoved Mekabel Derim Amalek Lekach Ne'ema Midor Dor. Mechilta Bo Milo, he killed him in Amalek. So there must be some kind of a hybrid combination that he killed him Midin Roitzech and or Midin Amalek. Okay, so to come and say Shtikol Torah Rabbi Simcha wants to say they use Neher Boidas Atzim Ben Noyach. The Rambam steht doch nicht da sehen. The Rambam ist Kasche, so bleibt doch a Kasche. The Churei no dem Neher Boidas Atzim. Emoyer Me'ato. The reason why he killed him is Midin Amaleki. No, if not for the fact that it would be a das baldin of the guy that he was Ger Amaleki and he killed him, he wouldn't be mekabel the whole mice. That he cannot be mekabel because the mice at the end of the day, via saying that he's getting killed Medin Amaleki, but he can't do it. He can't do such a thing. Why can't you do such a thing? Because they know them there with the Asatzim. So the Rambam, somebody came and whispered, as Ruach HaKodesh, so given by Yerusha. So the Yerusha helped that he was mekabel the Eidus. Once he was mekabel the Eidus, you know that he killed Mashiach Hashem. Not you killed Mashiach Hashem in der Medin Roitzech. You killed Mashiach Hashem, you made me into a Melech. In the second I'm a Melech. Lekach ne'ema midor dor. I kill him Medin Amalek. It's a little sophisticated, I agree. And it's Yotzei Pshuto. But when we have a Mechilta, which is a Bryce, very, very hard, and the Mechilta quotes the Posach that he killed him midor dor, Atorak to Mashiach Hashem, sometimes we force to think a little bit more sophisticated out of the box and to make Shalom V'Shalvo Zayin for the Olam of Purim.